Lies of P has announced that they have sold, not interacted with, not players engaged. 3 million copies sold. And they said on X officially, 3 million puppets or 3 million humans. Matters not. We hope you enjoyed your stay at Krat. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, Lies of P, and thank you. Now, first off, we all know what's coming because this happens every time when we see a company that says copy sold. We have good friend of the channel, Hypnotic, coming in with this is great and all, but what everyone really wants to know is how many players engaged. That's how we really tell how successful the game is. No one really cares about copies sold. Thank you in advance. No one fell for it this time, but it's great bait, mate. Great bait. So with that being said, it made me want to go and look over at the Steam charts because if you didn't hear, not just the game sold over 3 million sales, but they also, the developer, the studio making the game, is paying all the employees a pretty big bonus, which we'll talk about in just a second. But first off, the Steam charts. And you see when it launched, September 2023, the concurrent was around 20,000 and it dropped off from there. And it's like it was meddling around the 1 to 2,000 for a while, went up to 3,000, 4,000, then bump. And then they had the DLC update and it jumped to a new all-time high on June 2nd. And now still has, well, let me refresh because this was earlier. It's probably been lower. Nope. 8,300 people concurrently. In the last 24 hours, nearly 11,000 concurrent player peak with Lies of P. So this game is not just going gangbusters on Steam, but also available on, well, PS5. Is it on Xbox as well? Yes, I think it is. It's basically everywhere except for Switch. But with that being said, the developer is paying a holiday bonus and giving Switch 2 consoles to all their employees for hitting the 3 million units sold. Development staff behind Lies of P are set to receive numerous bonuses as a result of hitting a big sales milestone. As reported by the South Korean publication, The Elect, the game and its recently released DLC Lies of P Overture has now passed 3 million cumulative sales, taking all physical and digital sales on PC and console into account. Although it had been stated last year that the game had been played by 7 million players, Lies of P was released on Xbox Game Pass day one, meaning a large number of those 7 million people had seemingly played it via Microsoft's subscription service rather than buying the game. So this is a fascinating situation because typically if a game announces that they had players engaged, they don't lower the number saying, oh, we actually sold 3 million, because then people get confused and then it makes it look worse. But when you have 3 million sales, people are like, yeah, no, that is a certified hit. That is a successful game. And for most game studios, unless you're Ubisoft or BioWare spending 10 plus years building a game, 3 million sales might make it break even. To celebrate the milestone, publisher Neowitz is rewarding the staff of developer Round 8 Studio, as well as Neowitz's own Lies of P development team, a number of bonuses. All staff will receive a launch bonus of 10 million South Korean won, $7,300 bonus. $7,300 bonus earlier than scheduled, as well as 2 weeks paid vacation on top of South Korea's mandatory 15 days paid vacation. That is 1 month of the year off. They work 11 months a year and get a bonus. Like in America, they'd be like, 3 million sales, congratulations, we're laying you off now. Every member of the Round 8 development team will also, it doesn't stop there, will also get a Nintendo Switch 2 console as a reward for hitting the sales milestone. Lies of P's Overture DLC was released during Summer Game Fest and serves as a prequel to the main game. Oh, that's actually pretty awesome. Now, I haven't played the main game yet, but I did have it gifted to the channel, so I do plan on getting to it at some point. Now I wonder, and I will ask you guys, do I start with the DLC because it's the prequel to the main game? Let me know if you know, and if you can even do that, or maybe you can't even do it until you get through the game itself. So, Tribal Chief Gandorf says, "What a crap reward, dude! 2 weeks paid vacation, $7,300, and a Switch 2. That's a crap reward. What are you looking for?" Polly Small says you can't. Okay, so you got to start with the main game. Gotcha. You have to get past chapter 9, says some dumb guy. Okay, cool. Well, very cool. So that is that. And as far as the reviews, just real quick while we're on the topic, the reviews are insanely good right now. Very positive. 93% of the 26,000 user reviews saying it's positive. This one recommended. I'm not generally a person who plays games for the difficulty. I like a challenge, but for me, the main draw to a single player game is the story. If the difficulty prevents me from experiencing the narrative, I'm not going to enjoy it. I have played through Lies of P probably 3 or 4 times now. There's something about this world the developers created, something that keeps making me want to come back, even though I've experienced nearly everything there is to see in this game. Damn. This one, Sorrowwind, easily my favorite Souls-like, bar none. Val 19, one of the best games in general. Amazing weapons, weapon customization, great story, and very difficult. Lies of P is a great game, from the story to its graphics, and even its music's on point. The whole presentation of the game is great. Now, Lies of P is definitely a Souls-like, but I definitely wouldn't compare it to Elden Ring. In contrast, Lies of P is much smaller in scale, different environment, and even more linear. Basically, the free roam is constrained into chapters. Sure, you can go back to old chapters, but that's about it. The map is quite limited and hard for you to miss out on any hidden quests or even hidden items, vastly different compared to Elden Ring. Now, with that expectation set, the game is on a league of its own. So yeah, I didn't know that this game was as good as it is because I never really looked into it too much. Like, I bought it on PlayStation 5 on sale, and I still have it sealed. But then I had it gifted to me on Steam, so I'm going to be streaming it at some point for people. But like I said, I never really looked into this game. And now that it's out and selling, like, you get the FOMO feeling. It's like, oh, everyone's playing this game. Now you're looking at the reviews, you think, oh, what was I missing about this game? Holy shit. This is actually a good game. Something to definitely check into. It looks pretty awesome and something I'm looking forward to getting to. But anyways, I'll leave that there. I just thought it was amazing that we have a developer actually treating their employees well, as opposed to in the West when they would just fire everyone and be like, thanks for all your work. We don't need you anymore. Bye.